The company selling shovels in the AI gold rush just looked at their biggest customer and said, "We don't believe in you anymore." Last Friday, Nvidia quietly killed their 100 billion deal with OpenAI. And I'm going to show you exactly what that could mean for some of the major AI stocks that you need to be aware of. I'm going to talk about Microsoft, Nvidia, Oracle, etc. Let me give you a bit of background first. Like Stargate, this is where a lot of it began. This was a joint venture between OpenAI, SoftBank, Oracle. But what does this all mean? Kind of like in simple plain English. What's basically happening is you've got companies like Nvidia. They're the hardware. And what they do is they supply companies to have a lot of compute, like Microsoft. And what they do is they rent out this cloud or compute to the AI companies like OpenAI. It's really as simple as that. So OpenAI needs to buy compute, Microsoft needs to buy chips to build the compute. Why is it circular? What's the issue? What's everybody talking about in terms of concerns with an AI bubble in the last 6 to 12 months? Simply explained, someone like Nvidia buying stock of OpenAI, or Microsoft buying stock of OpenAI as an example, and OpenAI using those funds to then go and buy what they need, like compute, hardware, etc. So let's talk about some of the problems and how this potentially could fall apart. This was from December, so it's a while ago now, more than a month ago, this news broke, where Oracle basically stated one of their funders had pulled out of 10 billion funding for a data center. A lot of you would have seen this diagram before, but this is where it can slowly start to fail. When Oracle themselves don't have enough money or don't get the funding to do their part of the deal. And then here, Nvidia agrees to invest up to 100 billion in OpenAI. What if they change their minds and they don't anymore? How will OpenAI then start spending money if they're getting less funding themselves? So again, just to summarize, chip makers go to cloud providers, go to AI companies. Is this always a problem where the company who's selling something actually helps the buyer to purchase? Well, vendor finance, for example, when a car company helps its customers buy the cars with finance, is perfectly fine. But the question is this more like vendor finance or more like round tripping when they're just all selling to each other? Just a quick pause, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you've been finding it helpful. So back to this, OpenAI is making money. It's making, I believe, around 10 billion or something like that per year. But it estimates it's still running at a massive loss. And it says the loss will be even bigger in 2027, I think 40 billion or something. But then suddenly in 2-3 years time, everything's going to reverse and they're going to be massively profitable. But come on, let's be fair. That's extremely unlikely. For many reasons, not to mention the competition it has. So that's one issue anyway. Like, will it be able to keep going in terms of funding, or will it go bankrupt? Other issues. Will investors keep piling in to OpenAI so that it can keep doing what it's doing? Again, seems very unlikely. And then another massive issue recently, which is maybe what you might want to call the trigger, is local models. And that's where this whole thing could be in trouble. This article is actually a few weeks old now, but it was talking here about running local AI, and local AI was getting better and better. But actually things have moved forward with this a lot more. Now on your computers you can install ClaudeBot, now known as OpenClaw, and you will have seen all of the hype on social media around this, but pretty certain this is a ChatGPT moment with ClaudeBot. Why does this matter? Well, where's OpenAI's revenue coming from? A lot of it is subscriptions. So you pay for ChatGPT, and they believe obviously more people will pay, maybe they'll increase subscription fees and stuff like that. But now, if everybody's suddenly jumping on local, where the cost is minimal, you're not paying any subscription to any big company, or a lot less, maybe API costs, which will in time come down anyway. Or you use a model that's only 95% as good as ChatGPT, but it's completely free to use, and you run it on your Mac completely free too. What do you need from any of these companies? You're getting 95% of the output by not relying on any of this stuff. That's the scary scenario. And OpenAI has been more consumer focused perhaps than competitors. And by the way, if you want to learn how to set up your own local AI agents, it's very easy to do now. I have a separate AI tools channel that I'll link below in the description. Check out my tutorials there. Not only does it cover setup, but all of the use cases as well. So let's jump onto some charts. And some of them are kind of what you would expect. Oracle, after those announcements we saw in December, taking a further hit, but way down from all-time highs, already over 50% down. So some of the smaller companies have been struggling for a while now, since mid last year. CoreWeave has been in a downtrend since June 2025. Clear lower highs. No real sign, nothing I can see in the price action here is suggesting that this isn't corrective, awaiting further dump. The bigger companies is where it gets a bit worrying. Microsoft here, double top, and then recent earnings gap down. So we're about 20% already off the highs. Now, if this bubble is set to continue, this is literally the area where you should expect a full reversal now and more of a final leg up. And if we don't see that, there's a good chance a lot of these AI companies are close to topping. And this has been in the making for a long time. Nvidia's kind of been sideways for the last 6 to 8 months or so. If this is an impulse down, could this be a head and shoulders pattern forming? Again, if it just spikes below, like if we have a bit of a push down, spikes below and reverses, it's a good sign. But if we don't see any reversal, and we start getting back into the 150s, you could strongly argue that we're in for tough times. And if you have a look at the RSI below, you can see very clear divergence in momentum. So momentum's getting weaker now. Momentum was crazy in 2024, slowly getting weaker. Why this is important is it affects all traders. It doesn't matter if you're just trading in crypto or just stocks or the precious metals, for example. This affects everything. And I'll do a separate video on gold and silver in terms of TA, especially after the massive dumps we've had recently. But basically, this week is going to be big. So if we sketch out the week, Monday to Sunday, when markets open on Monday, it's going to tell us a good bit about what the direction might be. But if we get continued selling, that's fine too. What you're looking out for here is incredibly bearish sentiment or a bearish expected news event to hopefully be a reversal for all of this. And we could resume higher up. But if we don't get that, and we get more and more like crazy, almost exponential advances in AI, especially with these AI agents, these local bots, then I'd be worried, because the stock market is forward thinking. So it does forward estimates. So if it looks like because of these local bots, we're going to rely less and less on these massive AI companies, or their revenues are projected to go down, then that will reflect in the stock price. And unfortunately, the way it works in the markets right now, probably because of all the leverage and stuff like that, is these sudden events cause a cascade. And that's why silver price is down 40% in a day. It's happened before. We've had these peaks with silver before, but not so violent price action in just the space of a few hours. So yeah, it's going to be a crazy week. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for listening.